Before we invite questions from the media, let me just announce the members of the LOC. This is the core group to date. We are going to add a couple more members to the group as we move along. There's a suggestion from the minister this morning, and that agency will be taken on board also. But the present composition of the Local Organising Committee for the Grenada Invitational, and the composition is such that every member of the LOC is a chair of a subcommittee. So that person has a specific responsibility, a specific sector, and is expected to deliver from that sector. Our technical director, Mr. Colin Peters, person responsible for marketing and sponsorship expenditure, media, press and publicity, Michael Bascom, and because Michael resides in the US, he will be assisted by Royal Titus. Finance, Mr. Fenton Frederick from Republic Bank, 17 years of banking experience. Accommodation and transportation, extremely qualified and experienced in that regard, Ms. Frances Stewart from the Grenada Tourism Authority. Medical, from the Ministry of Health, Dr. Francis Martin. Protocol and VIP, from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kerry Frank. Accreditation, Michael Bascom. Logistics, the king of sports and entertainment in Grenada, Mr. Wayne Wagiti. Awards and ticketing, Ms. Karen Poston, the proprietor of Venus Sports Bar. Security, we are waiting the approval of the Royal Grenada Police Force to determine who will be the specific individual that they would send to us. The representative from the Grenada Athletic Association, Mr. Charlie George. Our recording secretary, Mrs. William Charles, And like I said, a couple more members will be added to the LOC after today's proceeding. I would like to say thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. Thank you to the media. You are going to be one of the agencies that we will be depending on to get the message out. But before we end, I would like to invite any questions for any members of the team.
Yeah, good morning. As a sport fan, I'm really being lifted this morning. The number of wonderful things I've heard this morning, it makes me feel really happy. I've heard about elite athletes, I've heard about world-class competition, and I'm wondering about the incentives, and I'm wondering about the sort of athletes you were talking about. We talk about elite athletes, yes, but you must be thinking about some names that you're probably targeting at this time to ensure that that first meet will be something else.
Yes.
Didn't hear Chris Brown take part too.
Pardon?
Didn't hear Chris Brown take part to basically.
Well, the elite athletes that I'm targeting, I do have a number of elite athletes in my head that I'm targeting. Right now, I'm still in the negotiating phases, so I don't want to release any names right now. We are in the beginning stages. So, the forthcoming, we will have, we will release names once we confirm who's coming, and that will be in the coming weeks, I'll say.
And as an international event, what's in store for these athletes in terms of the sort of gains, incentives, so to speak?
Well, this is what we do for a living. So there will be prizes, there will be awards that will be given. And not only that, but also there will be international coaches that will be on the show. So those coaches will be able to see the juniors, and that will be through the exposure of those young individuals competing at home. And the coaches will be able to see exactly who will benefit, which athlete will be able to get a scholarship to run track overseas in a university. And so therefore they will be awarded, also the juniors definitely will be awarded the chance to get a scholarship, whereas you may have the talent here at home, but no one is there to really recognize that talent. And so by what you have Karani, James, and Aileen Franzik have been able to do, which was to get a scholarship and being recognized at that international level, that same opportunity will be presented to the juniors once the right individuals are in place to see that talent.
Good morning. I haven't heard talks of the cost to host the event, even if you don't want to give me a specific, just an average of what it would take to host this international event, as well as how do you intend to fund the event?
Well, the cost of an event of this magnitude will definitely run you into the millions. Therefore, with the connections that I have with the coaches, the athletes, and agents, I'm seeing and using my expertise to see how we can cut costs in that area. And with the help of the private sectors, the government support, and hopefully, whoever else want to be a part of the sponsorship bid, then that can help cover the cost.
In reference to your desire to showcase, spicy Grenadian welcome or Grenadian environment, what do you need from members of the public, Grenadians, to ensure that this is a successful event? And I'm not just talking about our usual warm welcome, but in terms of volunteering, the services that our local companies and so may need to offer to ensure that this is a success.
Well, like you say, the warm welcome is a plus. We just need everyone to just show up and support in numbers, and just be who you are. Present yourself and do what Grenadians do best. This is a Grenada event, and everyone can be a part of it, and therefore we welcome the volunteers. We welcome the athletes to take part. We welcome Grenada because this is a Grenadian event, so we welcome everyone to be a part of it. It's not restricted to any restrictions of anyone. So therefore, we encourage members to basically just whatever their field of expertise, and we can always do the advice or help. And so we welcome it.
Just to follow up, how can you volunteer your services or your time to the event?
Well, the reason Chris is here is basically to put some structure to the Grenada Invitational. We already have an LOC in place, but he is directing us on how we should undertake the process to deliver an international games. So the question of volunteers and so on, we have already identified Mr. John Williams, who has a Volunteers Association. I think they were one of the best groups in the region during World Cup, Cricket World Cup in 2007. So we will be working along with that organization, not trying to reinvent the wheel. In terms of costing, again, Chris is directing us on budget. And in terms of income, we've identified some revenue streams, of course, ticket sales, sponsorship. There are private investors who are interested, government funding, and importantly, broadcast rights. We have, because of the caliber of athletes who will be coming to Grenada, we have an opportunity to sell broadcast rights to a major network or major networks for broadcast regionally and internationally. But again, Chris's purpose here is to provide structure to the LOC to let us know what we have to look at, and what we have to look for. So in one of the meetings, I think the meeting of the Tourism Authority yesterday, we were able to identify the main areas where athletes will be coming from, not from South Africa, but elsewhere. So once Chris is finished with the meetings, and obviously we'll be in constant contact with him, we will be able to answer those questions in more detail as we go further along.
Why not from South Africa?
Why not?
It's far. Very excited at the LOC level, and it's going to be a great run. We are excited about putting on a fantastic event on the 8th of April 2017 and continuing the legacy that has been started by the wonderful athletes of Grenada. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you like our logo?